guidelines and do you think a grassroots initiative for AI is important, that regardless of whether the company is from the maturity or from its structural, if the middle's not ready, do you think that the grassroots should become AI literate, and should they be trained, and should they learn about prompting and what systems are out there, and do you think that's important?
So first of all, we are talking about big companies.
Yeah. I would only big companies. Shouldn't we
we're
include?
talking about thousands of people.
Okay.
Because when you're smaller than that, then the dynamics are different.
Okay.
However, in a company that has a global presence, they have a multinational presence, I think that not only it's useful if there is no global initiative, not only it is useful to have grassroots initiatives, but they will come no matter what. So even if management says, no, we don't want AI, you would have grassroots initiatives anyway. However, it would be much better if this development went hand in hand, so that management created the occasion for the grassroots initiatives, observes the development of these grassroots initiatives, harvests best practices where they are, and creates a common culture, a common way of doing things. Just as you observed in the development of a grassroots PMO, essentially, because that's what you had observed, there could be something similar also in AI. And at a certain point, this initiative needs to coalesce. Okay. Now, there is another challenge, however, that relates to AI, which is cybersecurity. The moment you are focusing on developing the possibility for different people to use different tools, now all of a sudden you're creating all sorts of risks.
I'm going to jump in here. It's tickling me in the back of my head. Cybersecurity and a whole bunch of other issues, I think, are part of the avoid trap things that I think we should definitely discuss. If I may, though, let's have out this grassroots discussion, and then we can go to okay, it's good, but what is the dangers and how to address and maybe eliminate these dangers. Let's talk about, because I feel, if you look at, for example, the Post-it example of 3M. Do you know the story of Post-its from 3M?
There was a mistake, and then
they were tinkering. They were supposedly they were trying to create a glue that was very sticky, that would hold, and they created exactly this limp thing, right? And they didn't know what to do with it. And actually, it was never a product that was sanctioned by upper management. Okay, but they were tinkering with it, and they thought it was fun that they could take it and do it and stuff like that. And then sales said, "Oh, that's cool. Can we do that as a Christmas gift?" And then after Christmas, a lot of the clients that they gave it as a gift, these Post-its, started wanting to order it, but there was no item number for it. And upper management said, "What the hell is going on? Who authorized this?"
Useful.
And then now it's one of the biggest products. And supposedly, I don't know if this is true. This is the lore of it. 3M learned from it and says, "You know what?" And that's what I'm trying to address here. I think that. I think if we want to have a cultural change, I think we really need to light the fire from different areas. And I think lighting it at the bottom with some guidance, I'm with you. We'll talk about the dangers of it, because there are some serious dangers. Is that if you have a couple freaks in the company who are like ahead of other people and start thinking, "Oh, I've got this tool," and they start finding places to supply and they tinker with it, and then they carry it up. I think there's a lot of potential there.
Absolutely.
And so I'll give you an example. I have a Swiss company that recently reached out to me, and they have a head of projects there, and he says, "Yeah, we've been happy with the way things are going. We don't really do formal project management. Everybody does it their own way. We want to do it a little bit more uniform." And so we trained that, and we talked about the value of common language and, synergies, and if one person gets sick, the other one can jump in, and, and higher efficiency in communication and stuff like that. And now they're on board with the AI thing, and they're kind of, they've chosen an AI tool, Claude, and they're creating projects in Claude, and I've showed them how to, to put in their characteristics and their descriptions, and how to upload files and stuff, and how to prompt it and stuff like that. So these are examples of on an operational level, okay? Also a little bit on a tactical level, showing operational people the value of using AI on a daily basis, and also taking away a little bit of this apprehension, oh my God, it's going to give me more work, or it's going to take my job away. And I keep saying, no, it's just going to accelerate, right? Would you agree with that? Is that is that your vision, or are you one of those? You're not one of those misanthropes that thinks that we're all going to be replaced, do you?
I'd replace some people.
That's a personal issue.
So first of all, I completely agree with the tinkering idea. So that, I think, is it's absolutely valuable in a company if you leave some space for the outliers, right? Leave some space for randomness, for the emergence of something that nobody had planned for, right? So I think that is definitely valuable. The bigger the system, the bigger this is true. The more this is true. Now, as for what happens once we do implement it, and what type of effect does it have on the professionality of people? Well, that depends on what we're going to do with it, right? I mean, this is a tool.
Yeah.
It's not going to do miracles. It's not going to do anything by itself. It's going to do what we decide we're going to do with it. If we decide that I want to eliminate all lawyers, I'll eliminate all lawyers. I'll end up with a system which I might not be happy with, but hey, when with COVID we ended up, instead of doing live classes, doing
online classes.
Yeah, were we happy with it? Do you think that's better? No, of course it isn't, but it's still substituted.
I still remember the day when I used to hate online classes. Now it's like my daily bread and butter.
So the fact that we are not happy with the outcome doesn't mean it's not going to happen.
And it doesn't mean that you don't eventually warm up to it and that it has certain benefits.
It certainly has benefits. It's cheaper, right? But in any case, the point is the fact that an outcome is not 100% as good as the current situation is not a reason for believing that we will not end up there. Yeah. We will not end up there only if we have an alternative vision and we strive for that alternative vision. And I believe that the alternative vision will be much more valuable. But if the predominant vision is, I want to substitute as many people as possible, we will end up substituting people. Yeah. The point is not the tool. The point is the humans who